Okay, so backpack. Again, backpack is extremely important choice. Unfortunately, I will be using a brand new backpack that I have not worn at all before, let alone worn in. My previous backpack was destroyed on a hike down to Borai Creek. I loved this backpack. The only backpacks I'll get are Macpacks. I love them. Basically, this was my old pack here. It was great because it's like a it's a woman's frame, and so it fit me really well. Let's put the new one down there. And so basically, this was I don't even know. It was a Macpac Esprit. I think it was like 65, 70 litre. Problem is though, on the last hike down to Borai Creek, we were camping on the sandbank there by the river in the canyon, and it started to rain a little bit, so I went up to a cave so I could cook dinner in the cave. And I thought, well, and I put like I'd already had my camp set up, so I just used the empty backpack to put all my food preparation items, went up in the cave to cook dinner. I'm like, oh, well, I should just leave, I'll just leave the backpack in the cave tonight. It's raining, it'll stay dry up there, won't get wet. Poor choice, because I had some trail mix that I'd eaten earlier and didn't eat all of it, and I resealed the bag, so it had some of the scent, I guess, and residue of the trail mix on the oak thing. And so I had it in the top of the backpack. As you can see, the bush rats decided to chew holes through the top of my pack. So not great. And then also it failed. You can see the harness. It's been sort of, it's been sort of ripped from the frame here, the arms. So yeah, not gonna be great to do the Larapinta trail with a broken backpack. So yes, I couldn't get that same backpack, but Leo bought me this one for my birthday. So it's a Macpac one again. Again, I swear by Macpac. This is 75 litres. It is, I guess I haven't even used it. It still has the tag. It's the Cascade 75 litre V2. So yeah, I like these backpacks because I like the really tough canvas. For a backpack. I mean, it does weigh a little bit. I think it's like 2.65 kilograms or something, so it is a bit heavy, but it's just super durable and super comfortable. I have tried, I mean, when I say super comfortable, I tried it on and got it fitted at the store with like, they just put like 10 litres of weight, 10 kilograms of weight into the bag. It was super comfortable, and my previous pack, I couldn't do it up tight enough around the waist, so it tended to slip down and then pull on my shoulders, whereas this one fits perfectly, and it's actually got, it's got a lot of features that I like as well, because there are certain features I like in packs, and one of those is, yeah, like side pockets to put the Hygiene bottles. It also has like a top section where you can put stuff in the top of the pack, but then also underneath, it also has a separate compartment underneath, you can sort of see here as well, so you can sort of separate things. And I also like that it has these side straps, so I can put a heel and ox chair down one side. It also has a place where you can put like a hydration system, like a dromedary bag or like a camelback or something like that on the inside. So compared to my other pack, this is more tall and skinny, whereas my other pack was more short and fat. So I'm not going to sure how that's going to go in terms of like packing my gear. So I'll have to sort of reevaluate that a little bit. But yeah, I think it's a pretty good backpack, and it also has a zipper on the side, so you can put things in the front, like the front of the pack also. So I like that. I like sort of separating things out just for ease. Yeah, so I'm hoping it's, like there's the harness. It hasn't really been, worn in, so it is a bit tough. So it might sort of maybe cut into my arms a little bit, under my arms. But yeah, I'm hoping it's going to be okay. But yeah, that's the backpack I'm choosing to use for the Larapinta trail. Okay, so also in the pack category, I don't know which option I'm going to take yet, if any, but I usually take like a dry bag. And I put put this in the pack to line it, and I put all my stuff inside here, the majority of my stuff inside here that aren't in any of the side top pockets. I've had this for such a long time. I've taken on every hiking trip, and I also used to use it to sort of roll it up. And so when I was doing cycling trips, I would have my panniers, and I used to put this on the back until I got like an actual Ortlieb I don't know what you call them, sack, I guess, to put on the back. But yeah, so back in the day I did used to use this, but I think this is getting pretty old now. I'm not sure how, I don't think it's 100% waterproof, but I mean, it's still, I haven't had any issues, I haven't had any wet gear, but I feel as if it's probably getting a bit old. It's pretty lightweight, it doesn't weigh a whole lot. I'm just not sure. I know there are some water crossings that we have to do, but I feel as if we can like carry our packs across that. We're not going to be swimming with our packs on, I don't think. So, and if there's a lot of rain, I'm not expecting a lot of rain. But we do have we're taking some emergency garbage bags for rubbish, as well as just, you know, to put gear in if there's a potential that it might get wet, a little bit wet, and it's not, you know, we're not going to have torrential downpours. I'm not expecting that. The other option, and I bought this such a long time ago, I've never ever used it, still has the tag on it, is just like a rain cover. And I feel as if this dry bag's actually lighter than this rain cover, to be honest. And I guess this might be the better option, because I can just cover my pack, so that way it's not going to get dew on it overnight. And also, if there is light rain, it'll protect my pack a little bit. So I'm not sure what option I'm going to take yet, but I guess these are the two options for waterproofing my gear. Okay, so the next category is boots and footwear related items. So obviously footwear is like a highly personalized piece of equipment, and there's no perfect choice for everyone. But some considerations are the terrain you're going to encounter on the Larapinta Trail and the weight of your pack, because that, and the subsequent load pressure that's going to be then placed on your boots, and the impact that will then have on their performance. Not only whether or not they'll hold up and not fall apart, but also whether or not they're comfortable and they're not going to give you blisters. And so, yeah, and the most common pieces of equipment failure on the Larapinta Trail is the hiking boot. And one of the most common issues is that the sole, just because of the sharp rocks, will wear away at the stitching, and it'll just cause, and also just the constant impact on the uneven rocky ground will cause the sole to come off the shoe or to peel off. And so that's one of the most common causes of equipment failure, of people having to just try and repair the shoe or the boot on the trail by using a shoe glue if they brought it, or just duct tape to try and just to get to the end of their trek. And a lot of the times people have had to pull out before finishing the trek because of shoe related equipment failure. And so I need ankle support. I like a good boot. So I chose the Zamberlan women's 996 Vios GTX boots. And so that's these guys here. So these are made in Italy from like an Italian leather, and they are extremely high quality. They're also quite expensive. They're a bit dirty because I've been wearing them in, and it's been particularly it's been torrentially raining here, so it's been particularly muddy. But I think this shoe is going to be perfect for like hiking in rugged terrain. It's a very good solid boot. It's got amazing cushioning. I think for all the rocky, coarse, uneven ground and sharp grasses that I will encounter on the Larapinta Trail, there's not much stitching to come apart. Yeah, because they're also leather, so they're also waterproof. They have a Gore-Tex lining, which I like. And so I'll have a pretty heavy pack if you consider my pack weight to my body weight ratio. So I definitely want this supportive boot. And again, I really like the ankle support and the fact that they're quite waterproof. But you know, choosing the hiking the boot isn't just about, you know, the terrain, but also about like how the footwear's going to perform in that terrain in relation to your feet. So you know, you want to minimize blisters and other injuries like ankle injuries if you roll your ankle on the rocky uneven ground. So I think these boots are going to be great. I haven't had a single blister since I've been wearing them in. They're extremely comfortable. When I first put them on, I was a bit concerned because they did kind of pinch into the side of my foot. But the good thing is these boots actually come in half sizes. So I have like kind of like a wider foot, I guess, compared to the length. So I need those half sizes. So yeah, so when I, you know, got the half size bigger to give it a bit more width, it was perfect. And yeah, it does feel really chunky and solid when you first put it on, but they do sort of mold to your foot extremely well after the first 10 kilometers or so, and I haven't had a single issue. I love them so far. And so they're the boots. And so then I also am bringing spare boot laces, just in case I break a boot lace. So yeah, spare boot laces. And also I will be wearing them with just these merino trekking socks from Mountain Designs. So I've just got 2 pairs of them. I don't know if I'm gonna take 2 pairs yet or just one. My last trekking socks, they were merino wool from Mountain Designs, but they seemed a lot higher quality, to be honest. And I bought these maybe 6 years ago, and they lasted 6 years before the it started wearing out at the heel. And so I've had to buy, I don't want any issues with that on the trek. So I bought new. So I've got 2 pairs. I think I'll carry one initially and then put one in the last drop box, just in case the socks wear out or something like that. But yeah. So basically the first item, I am going to take gaiters. So there's been a lot of debate about whether or not you need full-length gaiters, just ankle gaiters. I feel as if I've had a lot of encounters with snakes in the past, and I feel the chances that I'm going to encounter a snake are probably pretty low, but I just feel more comfortable wearing these. They also do stop a lot of rocks and sand and grasses and things, like, I guess, not only getting into your boots, but like rubbing on your boots and ruining their integrity. I find them comfortable. I have no issues walking in gaiters. Yeah, and I just think too, I will be wearing long pants as well, but I just feel as if this will give my pants and my legs extra protection, especially if the grass is super spiky, which I've heard it is. So yeah, I'm taking gaiters, walking in gaiters. And so I've already addressed my footwear in the footwear section, as well as the socks I'll be wearing. So gaiters. So next thing up are the hiking pants. I'm just wearing a pair of long hiking pants. So they're super lightweight, really comfortable. They fit me well because I'm short, and so a lot of hiking pants tend to be too long in the legs, but these fit perfectly. They're nothing fancy. They're just like, they're from Decathlon. They were pretty cheap. Bought them when I was in France, but they do the job, and I've never had any problems. I have several different pairs of these, and yeah, I love them. I highly recommend them. I'm not sure what brand they are. Quechua? I don't know. Normally I would, yeah, just because of weight considerations, I'm just going to take 1 pair, and I'm hoping there'll be enough swimming opportunities and things like that to kind of just give them a bit of a rinse here and there. But yeah, just 1 pair of pants. Top. So I'm just taking one top, and so this is just this is great. It's just the Cedarburg. Just sort of hold it up. Just, it's a long sleeve shirt, super lightweight, really cool. Yeah, so that's just what I'll be taking on this trip. So yeah. And next item is, okay, yeah. So okay, so yeah, just a bra, a sports bra to walk in, just 1, and then just 2 pairs of just like merino underwear from Kathmandu. So I'm going to trial this time, because they're meant to be super good for hiking, in terms of just the ability to, like, again, if we go swimming, they'll dry really quickly. They'll dry super quickly. They're meant to be super comfortable and super hygienic. So yeah, so I'll take those. Oh, and also for walking during the day, just a buff. Just to minimize, it's going to be quite sunny, you're going to be quite exposed a lot of the time, and so this is just to cover my neck, stop it getting sunburnt, but it has a lot of functions, the buff. Like, it can be used, you know, obviously it can be used, you know, if you need to wipe sweat off your face. It can also be used if you're wet, like after a shower or swim, just to wipe yourself over with the buff. It's also good in the mornings, just to wipe the dew off your tent with it as well. So yeah, they're really multifunctional, and I like them. I bought a new one for this trip, and this is, yeah, it's designed for like the warmer weather one. So it's not so much it'll keep me warm, it'll just protect me from the UV, and yeah, it has a lot of functions. I have a different buff that I'll take that can sort of double as a beanie and neck warmer. That'll be part of my night clothing. But, so I will be taking a Gore-Tex jacket. So this is windproof, waterproof. I purchased this one from Kathmandu. probably time to upgrade it. I got this in 2013 or maybe the end of 2012. Kathmandu sponsored us when we cycled around Australia, so we got money to purchase gear, and this is one of the things that I purchased for the trip. It's been on so many trips, it's great. So yeah, so this is just to wear during the day if it's a bit cold when I first start, or if there's a bit of rain or it's super windy, I can just put this on to keep warm. So yeah, we'll be taking this Kathmandu Gore-Tex jacket as well for the day walking. Okay, so the next category is night clothing. So I guess I'll start from the bottom and work my way up. So first of all, Crocs. So I just like to have an alternative pair of footwear to wear around camp, so I can take my boots off, air my feet. So these are just super lightweight, Crocs to wear around the camp. Then I have a pair of just merino wool night socks, super lightweight. These have lasted me a long time. I bought them in the US when I was working at Johns Hopkins in 2006. Had them ever since, loved them. They've been on every trip since then. Yeah, so super warm. And I'm not the kind of person that can wear socks overnight. It's going to have to be super cold for me to be able to keep socks on my feet. But I have these in the event that I need them. And then I have a pair of just 100% merino wool long john pants, just from Mountain Designs. Usually I would take tracksuit pants or something like that, but on this particular trail I need to minimize my weight, and this isn't the kind of trip where you're going to be sort of overnight sitting around enjoying a campfire sort of situation. I'm not going to really be walking around camp a whole lot, so I just bought these merino wool pants, and that's it. I didn't bring any sort of tracksuit pants or anything like that. So then I just have yet again a merino wool long sleeved shirt to wear. So it's just a merino wool long sleeved shirt. I also have a second just merino wool t-shirt. So if it gets super cold, I can put this underneath. So this is a smaller size, so it can fit underneath that long sleeved merino shirt if it's super cold. But this shirt I'm kind of going to have as to put under my my shirt walking during the day if it tends to be cold in the morning or in the evening, because I think on this kind of trip we're going to be getting up early, watch the sunrise, and then starting our trek, and then sort of having an early dinner and going to bed early. So if it is a little bit cold in the morning, I'm kind of dedicating this t-shirt. I don't like to mix my walking clothes and my sleeping clothes. I like to have them completely separate. That way it's more hygienic. They stay clean, the sleeping clothes. I'm not walking and sweating in them all day. I've got clean, dry clothes to change into when I get to camp. So I'm probably going to dedicate this t-shirt to like wearing underneath my long sleeved day hiking walking shirt. But in the event it's super cold, I do have that option as well. Next thing is I'm just taking a merino wool, this is from MacPack, just a merino wool shirt. It's super warm, it's pretty lightweight. So I'll just be taking that, and that's again to sleep in and just to wear around camp. And then also I have a down jacket. It's from Kathmandu. It's Duck Down 550. That's actually, it's quite warm, and again just for wearing around camp. I have that. And then also merino wool gloves. They're really lightweight, small lightweight merino gloves in case it's cold again in the morning or overnight. I can put them on. And then I have a merino wool, I don't know if I'm going to take this, but I have like just a little merino wool beanie. I don't feel as if I probably need this because I'm taking this buff, which is more versatile. It's not merino wool, but it saved my life in Iceland because I needed it to breathe through while I was cycling, so my lungs didn't freeze. But yeah, it can be used as a beanie and also as a neck warmer. So I think I might just take this and not worry about taking the beanie, because the merino beanie, because yeah, like I said, we're not going to be sitting around camp much or around a fire or something like that. So I think this will be sufficient and more versatile than the merino beanie. So I'll probably leave that behind. Okay, so the shelter and sleeping categories. So basically my tent. So This can obviously pack down smaller than it currently is, but basically I have the Lanson Ultralight. It's a 2-person lightweight tent. It's 1.72 kilos. They have like titanium pegs, and the poles are super light, and so usually, yeah, like one of us will carry the pegs and the poles, and the other person will carry the inner with the fly. And so basically it's not freestanding, and it has like a decent little vestibule, which is quite nice. You can fit both of our backpacks there. And I've used this tent in all weather conditions, including in snow when I was cycling around Iceland, and like extremely high winds, and it manages to stay up. And particularly when I was cycling from France to Norway, like Sweden, there was a lot of wind, and also in Iceland. But it's really quick and easy to put up. The only concern for the Larapinta trail is that it's not self-sustaining. So I'm going to have to probably secure the tent, like the inner and the fly, with the ropes attached to rocks rather than to the pegs. And so yeah, as I said, I've taken, in the repair and maintenance section, I have taken spare rope. So yeah, I think this is a great little tent. The second thing is the sleeping mat. So I swear by this mat. It's the Xped Sinmat Ultralight Medium Orange. I bought this a while ago. I don't think you can buy this model anymore. But basically, it's super lightweight, and it comes with like a pump bag, so you can like inflate it quite quickly. And this also then doubles as like a stuff sack that you can put gear in. And also, by inflating the mat with the stuff sack, I mean with the inflatable bag, rather than blowing into it, it also prevents humidity from your breath affecting the insulation capacity. So I think it's great. It has like an R value of 2.9, and I've read that you need like a lot higher on the Larapinta trail. But it is rated down to -3, and it's only 0.47 kilograms, so it's quite good. And like I said, I've slept in, like, I've had my tent pitched in snow, and I've been completely warm with this mat. In fact, I think this mat saved my life on that trip, because that was the first trip I think that I've actually used this mat. I used to have like the thermal rest options prior to that, but yeah, definitely a really good investment, and I swear by the Xped mats. Yeah, I haven't had any problems with them. They're super comfortable, super lightweight, and yeah, I've never had a issue with puncturing. Let's hope that doesn't happen on this trip. Sleeping bag, sorry. So basically, just get it out. I don't know, I bought this from Kathmandu, but I bought it such a long time ago. I think I bought it in 2010, prior to when I cycled down South America. And the only thing I've had to repair on it in that time is the zip. I had to get the zip replaced at Kathmandu. They actually replaced the zip for me. So it's super warm. This is the stuff sack. So this wasn't the original stuff sack. The original stuff sack was long gone. So this is just like a waterproof stuff sack that I purchased. So yeah, this is it. It's like a nice mummy bag. It's goose down. It weighs, so yeah, like I said, I bought it in 2010. It weighs 500 grams. Yeah, it's just really good, really warm sleeping bag, and that's what I'll be taking on this trek. So the next item is just an inflatable pillow. So this is the kind I like to take. I think they're comfortable, they're fine. I think I bought this one from Decathlon. So yeah, it's really lightweight and comfortable. And it's like not even 100 grams, I don't think. I haven't weighed it, but I feel as if that's what it weighs. The only other thing is the ground sheet. Now, I think this is where I'm going to be running into problems. I'm not taking my normal ground sheet because it's too heavy. And so I just ended up going to Bunnings. And I bought, it's like ultra tough plastic. It's 140 microns thick, and so I just brought a roll and I cut it to fit the tent and the front vestibule with just a bit of an overhang, so I can like fold it back in and just give a bit of extra protection and to stop the rain going between the ground sheet and the tent. I don't know if it's gonna hold up. I don't know if it's gonna stop my mat getting punctured. I don't know if it's gonna be okay or not. I don't want to have to take like a foam mat in addition to put under my mat or anything like that. So I'm just hoping, yeah, this plastic holds up on the Larapinta trail. So I'll let you know. But if not, we do have several patch kits. Okay, so the next category is water and hydration. So to start off with, I have two Hygiene bottles that I've had for years and years that I just purchased from Mountain Designs. And so basically these, I think, will have a very low fail rate. I've never had one of them break on any of the trips I've ever done, including dropping them full onto rocks. And so basically these fit perfectly on the side of my pack for easy access. Generally I had one for like, I had the water one and the Powerade sort of one separate because I don't like when the flavor of the Powerade taints the water, but I don't think I'm going to be able to worry about that on this trip. So two Hygiene bottles. And the reason I kind of use these size and these Hygiene bottles is because I used to travel with like a SteriPen, and so basically that uses UV to sterilize the water. It doesn't remove any like particulates or filter the water at all, but it just UV sterilizes it. And so you kind of needed these bottles because the SteriPen sort of, you had to stir it around in the top, and so you need these wide rimmed bottles. But I'm not taking the SteriPen on this trip. It is quite heavy, doesn't filter the water, and it takes 4 AA lithium batteries, so they're quite heavy, but it would last the whole trip, one set of batteries. But I wanted to be able to filter water, and I don't like using the tablets to sterilize water. So anyway, so two Hygiene bottles to start with. So that's they're a litre each, so that's 2 litre water carrying capacity. Then, because I'm probably going to have to carry a lot more, because we plan to break up some of the sections, we want to stay on the hilltop lookout campsite. So yeah, so we're going to have to carry more water. So I have a 6 litre MSR dromedary bag, and so basically it's the ultralight version. So when I was cycling around Australia, I had the heavy canvas 10 litre one, and that did fail. One of them failed. We had 2 of them, and one failed. So I am a bit concerned that it failed at the it would leak out from the lid, I guess. But I'm a bit worried the super lightweight version might puncture or pop. I don't know, I'm testing it out, I'm hoping for the best. I'm obviously going to be super careful with it and have it like positioned on the top of my pack where there's nothing that could potentially puncture it. I'm not just going to lay it on the ground anywhere. Yeah, like it has a rope attached, so I can hang it if I need to from something. Fills from the bottom, so it also has like an attachment you can use to hold it at the top. So yeah, I'm just going to be super careful. But so now I have 8 litre water carrying capacity. So I feel as if that'll be enough. But I do have other water carrying options should all these fail. And so my filtration sterilization device is going to be this life straw. So basically it's a life straw, and it has like this gravity bladder bag for that you can, so you fill it up and just syringe. So I'm not going to carry this syringe, that's for cleaning, I'll do that beforehand. So yeah, so basically this is the life straw. You just attach the tubing to the bag, so you can fill the bag with water, and then you'll have this coming off the tube, and then you just place that into your bottle, and it'll not only sterilize, it's got a carbon filter, so not only will, and we're taking I think 2 replacement filters. We'll put a new one in and then take 2 more. So yeah, so we can fill up, and then yeah, so then we can filter and sterilize the water, and then just fill it straight into our Hygiene bottles. In the event that the dromedary bag fails or the Hygiene bottles fail, I mean, this is waterproof. Obviously I can then carry, I mean, it's not going to seal great, so you'd have to be super careful, but I mean, this could carry water in an emergency. You just have to be really careful that you kind of seal it and have it sort of upright. But yeah, so in the event of an emergency, we do have this that could also carry more water. Okay, and so these are just the carbon filters that come with it. So yeah, we're going to put a new one in at the start, and probably just take 1 spare that we'll put in maybe the 2nd drop or 3rd drop box. Okay, so another item in the water hydration category are electrolytes. So our body really needs to equilibrate, and so I think it's going to take 3 or 4 days before our body starts to adjust to the conditions out there. And I think the first few sections are going to be like critical to this. And I feel as if taking some electrolytes will greatly assist in mitigating some of the issues we might have, and just sort of help with our environmental equilibration or calibration. First off, I have some hydrolyte powder. So there's enough here for us to have 3 times a day for the first 3 days. 24 sachets, so we'll have some left over for other legs that we can carry as well, for other sections. But yeah, just got some Powerade powder. It'll just, so we can have this on other sections that might be particularly tough. Just if we need a bit of a boost, we'll get some sugar and electrolytes into us. And also I find it really difficult drinking water, so I feel as if that's going to be my main struggle, but I'll probably be so thirsty and dehydrated I won't care. But I don't think I've ever been thirsty like that to not care. So basically this is just in case we just get sick of water, we can just, or we need a little boost because it's been a particularly difficult day, we can just have some Powerade. And I also have decided to take this Ultra Life Energy Boost tablets. Basically it's just a lot of there's caffeine in here, and just a bunch of vitamins that we might be lacking just because of the kind of food we'll be eating. I'm dehydrating all the meals, so we are getting a lot of vegetables and meat, but there are no fresh fruit and things like that. So anyway, this is just like a little boost. So there's 20 tablets here, so we've got 10 each. So every second day we can just have one of these as needed. I don't think we'll need them in the first 3 days because we'll be having the powder. So yeah, pretty much every day after that we'll be able to have at least one of these as well. In addition, I think we only took one of these, so there's 4 litres worth of this each. So we'll just be having like 250 mils here and there as we need it on the trek. Okay, so the next category is food preparation. So I'm taking the Jetboil Sumo cooking system. It's 1.8 litres. So I know 1.8 litres is quite large in terms of the volume and space it's going to take, but I mean it is quite light. It's made from like aircraft aluminium, so the bigger billy doesn't necessarily weigh that much more, but it does take up a lot of space. So it's about 430 grams with everything minus the gas. So I'm not taking the pot attachment because I'm not going to be using like a frying pan or anything like that. But despite it taking up space, so I've just got the legs that you put on the gas cylinder. So these are the little gas cylinders, like the Jetboil jet power. This is an example. Obviously I can't fly to Alice Springs with this, so I'm the LTTS, we're using them for our transport to Red Bank Gorge and the food drops. You can also purchase gas from them. So when they drop the boxes off the night before, they're going to also be supplying us with the gas, but that's the kind of gas that this cooking system takes. And so then, yeah, you've got the little burner that attaches to the gas that you put your billy on. And so, yeah, basically, so I have 2 of these. One is just purely for boiling water, and the other one is to like rehydrate and heat up food, because when you do that, like sometimes I do have to not just add boiling water and let it sit, sometimes I do have to sort of cook it a little bit, and you do get sort of, I don't know if you can even see in there, but it kind of does get scratched up a little bit, and there's like stuff still on there. So I have 2 of these, so I'm just going to be taking the scratched up one on this trip. And so basically usually you can fit, so in here, yeah, you can usually fit, you can't fit this large gas bottle, but you can fit the 2 smaller ones in here along with the actual burner. So, and that will sort of, I guess, then negate the fact that there's all that space taken up, because you can just fit it in here rather than having to put it somewhere separately. And so yeah, so the 100 gram or I think it's a 230 gram ones can fit into here, but just not this larger one. Space. Before I got this, I used to have like a little titanium billy that was like I think 600 mils. It was tiny with like a little titanium stove, and that only just broke recently, and I bought that in 2006. So it lasted a long time. It still works. I mean, the billy's fine, but the and it's like doesn't weigh anything. But the burner, it is starting to like how you turn it on, the little, I don't know what you would call it, but the little nozzle thing that you turn it on with is starting to come loose and fall off. So yeah, so I thought I'd purchase this, and I've used it on a lot of trips, and it's great. I like it. It has a self-ignition to light the gas, but in the event that fails, I am taking just like a small little box of matches because I don't want to be without the ability to heat water and cook my food. So have that. That'll also go in the billy to save space. Then I just have like a cup. It's just nothing fancy. It's just like a 330 ml enamel mug, essentially, just for coffees in the morning, cups of soup, and also for the electrolyte drinks. Just a cup. And then I also just have then just a Cedar Summit. I think this is Cedar Summit. Yeah, just like a bowl and spork thing. So I've got like the knife if I need to spread peanut butter on wraps, and I've got the fork to eat meals with. See, it's lightweight, super sturdy. I like it, so that's what I take. And then I also have just a Cedar Summit 13-litre stuff sack for the food, for that leg, for the leg. So yeah, so that is my food preparation items. So this is the majority of the food that I will be taking on the Larapinta trail. So this is for the two of us. There are things that I haven't set down here simply because we're going to be purchasing those when we get to Alice Springs. But a lot of this stuff I pre-bought simply so I could package it, or it was on sale, or I was worried that once we got to Alice Springs, popular items wouldn't be available in the quantity we required. So here we have all the dinners. So there's 18 dinners lined up against the wall there. And so here we have chili con carne, spaghetti bolognese with parmesan cheese, kangaroo stew with instant mashed potato, minestrone soup, vegetable curry, that is faux noodle soup, and a laksa. So they're all the dinners. And then we also have 36 breakfasts. And so there's just different kinds of cereal that I've pre-packaged with milk. So these are all the different cereals and oats with fruit, extra dehydrated fruit. So I've also packed little bags of salt to leave in each drop box, just so we can add them to the night meals if we feel like we need a little bit of extra salt. Okay, so then we're also going to be having a morning snack and an afternoon snack, and so we have Cliff Bars. So we've got 3 different kinds. We've got the chocolate chip, the white chocolate macadamia nut, and the crunchy peanut butter. And so we have enough for 1 Cliff Bar each a day. The other snack item is a choice between this pre-packaged out homemade trail mix or different kinds of muesli bars over here. And so there's all different ones. We like the nice and natural ones. There's also some more calorie dense muesli bars. But yeah, there's just a fair different flavors for us to have there. And there are also these just little packs of lollies, of snakes, just in case we need a bit of energy to get up some of those hills. So we've just got some little bags of snakes should we need them. Okay, and in the event we're still hungry, we do have additional things like some beef jerky and these berry smoothies. These are really good. These are like almost 415, I think a bit more than that. Yeah, 413 calories. You just add water. So we've got these if we just want something a bit different. The foie gras, that's to eat when we summit Mount Sonder. We'll just have that with some crackers. And so we also have a wide selection of electrolytes. So we have the hydrolyte here, and so we have enough to have 1 each 3 times a day for the first 3 days, just to help us equilibrate to the weather conditions. And then we have just some spare hydrolyte, and then as well as some Powerade powder and various electrolyte tablets, vitamin tablets that we can have each day. Okay, and so we also have these coffee. We have coffee, so we can have a coffee every morning. There's different kinds. We have like a double shot latte. We have a strong cappuccino. I think there's hot chocolate if we'd like to have a hot chocolate in the evening as well. There's a few cups of soups in case we're still hungry after dinner. I think there's vanilla latte, caramel latte in there as well. So we also have those, so enough to have 1 or 2 a day. Okay, and so the only lunch item I've already pre-purchased are these the Donsky salami sticks, and the reason I got those is because I was worried items like this would sell out, same as the Cliff Bars. I was worried that items like that would sell out in Alice Springs. We wouldn't be able to get the volume, the quantity that we needed. So lunch will essentially be wraps, and then we'll sort of alternate between 2 different like fillings. So we'll either have the Donsky salami sticks with the Kraft shelf-stable cheese, the cheese sticks, or we're also going to be taking peanut butter. So that's what our lunch will consist of. So in addition to all the food behind me, we will have some additional items that we're going to place in the drop box that are sort of either take up too much space or too heavy to sort of carry with us that we can just eat at the drop box. And so probably we'll have some oranges or mandarins, because I feel as if we're going to be really craving fruit after hiking in for that long under the extreme weather conditions that we're going to be experiencing. And I think they're the best fruit option. I think they'll keep best in the drop boxes. And also where they store the drop box is like a shipping container, so I think it's going to get extremely hot in there. We're also going to add, like, I think we're going to be craving salt as well, so we're going to be having just bags of chips. And also just, I'm not sure what else that we're going to put in there, but it'll definitely be some fruit, some chips. Chocolate's probably going to melt, but maybe we can throw in some chocolate. I really like the canned John West mackerel. I'll probably throw some of that in. And we'll also put in some tuna pouches that we can have with the wraps, or and eat for lunch on the day we arrive at a container, just simply because they are heavier than the peanut butter or the salami cheese options to put into our wraps. So we will have some tuna pouches. Yeah, I'm not sure what else yet. I guess we'll just we'll see when we get to Alice Springs, and yeah, what we think at the time we should add in there. Okay, so the next category is lighting. So I'll be taking this 4-class head torch. Basically, I purchased this from Decathlon when I was in France. It's nothing fancy, but I think it's like super lightweight. It feels lightweight. It's 99 grams, so I'm not sure what the average head torch weight is. It's not something that I really invest money in generally. But I like this torch for a few reasons. It has a red light option, and I like that because overnight I like to use the red light to save my eyesight. And it's also adjustable, so you can sort of angle it. Put this down. You can angle it down, which facilitates directing the light when I'm like trying to read in the tent overnight, or like cook food. So I like the fact that it's adjustable. It's 400 lumen. I mean, it's fine for everything I've done. Walking up or down Mount Sonder overnight, I don't know how great it'll be for that. I haven't done a lot of night walking with the head torch. It's mainly just when I'm cooking dinner around the tent or having to get up to go to the bathroom overnight. But this is waterproof, down to 1 meter, which is great. And also it has 2 different back attachment options. So one, which is the one that's on there now, is just a rechargeable battery. And then it has a second attachment where you can just put 3 AAA batteries. I don't know what option I'm going to use yet. I really don't want to use my, I have like a couple of power banks. I really don't want to use them for recharging a torch. I really want to save them for my GoPro batteries, my drone batteries, my mobile phone, my Kindle. So I really don't want to have to, I would prefer, I think, to take the replacement battery option. It just means I'm going to have batteries in each drop box, and it's going to be a bit heavier because of the weight of the batteries and having to carry the spare batteries, or the depleted batteries as well. Okay, so the repairs and maintenance category. So I've read that, and I've heard that boot fail rates are quite high just due to the nature of the terrain on the Larapinta Trail. I didn't buy shoe glue, which is recommended, because I think my boots are going to be pretty sturdy. But I did bring duct tape, just in case. It can be used for other repairs too, but just in the event that I do have to tape the sole back onto the boot, I bought duct tape. And so this is actually Tarzan's Grip duct tape. It's waterproof and super, super strong. So we have that. Another issue on the Larapinta Trail is when you get to camp, the ground where you're going to put your tent they have really small sharp rocks as well as thorns, and they can often penetrate your sleeping mat and put a hole in it. So I have just brought along a couple of things. So the first thing is just the repair kit that came with my Exped mat. So it's just to repair punctures. So I have that, and I also have just other gear repair patches that I got. So that's for like inflatables. So yes, I have that as well. In the event that I get multiple punctures and multiple spots, I have a second patch kit. So then also for the tent, I have just the patch kit that came with my lance and ultralight. So I'm taking the patch kit for that in case I have a tent malfunction on the trail. So yeah, a tent repair kit. Also just taking cable ties. They're good for everything. So just taking, I'm not going to probably take all these, but I'm going to take, yeah, just a bunch of cable ties. I'm also going to use them to maybe secure things to my packs as an alternative to carabiners that I don't want to, you know, remove the attachment point to. I guess they could also be used after duct tape to really tie your shoe together if you needed it. But yeah, I mean, there's lots of, I can use these on the tent if the rope breaks, just to then secure rope too, or if one of the, yeah, I don't know, like, yeah, there's lots of different options for these. And also regarding the tent, so I don't have a freestanding tent, so I have the lance and ultralight. It needs to be secured at 4 points by pegs, but because of the terrain, it's going to be rocky, it's going to be sandy, the pegs probably aren't going to work, and so a lot of people have said that they've just, I mean, there's rocks everywhere, so they use sort of rocks to secure the inner of the tent. And also, yeah, my fly needs to be secured by pegs. So basically there are ropes obviously coming off each end, and most people just tie them around rocks to sort of get the tent up. The problem is rocks are sharp, and after, you know, this is, you know, quite, I mean, we're doing this trek in 19 days, so eventually the rocks might rub away at the rope and they might fray and then break. So extra rope. So I've got two lots of extra rope in the event that we need to repair the ropes, to replace the ropes on the trek. So we have that. So basically we have the main first aid kit that we'll carry, and we also each have like a little individual first aid kit that's more easily accessible if we need that while we're walking during the day. And then in each drop box we also have additional supplies. So I'll just show you what one of the individual ones, what's in the individual ones that we'll be carrying, just in a clip-lock bag like this. And so basically these kits will contain 3 different kinds of band-aids, 4 actually. So we have these band-aid advanced healing hydro-seal blister blocks. These are like the second skin band-aids, they're really good. These are just the regular size ones. And then we have the jumbo ones if we need them. And then we also just have like these really tough waterproof extra large band-aids. So they're, you know, the quite big ones. And we also have the smaller version of these. I didn't keep the box though. And so they're all in here in the little individual first aid kit, along with, we have one of these as well. Again, just more second skin advanced healing little packs that prevent against blisters. I'm really paranoid about blisters, if you can't tell by all this. I had a really bad experience once, and now I'm super prepared, and I learned a lot from that. And so then also in this kit we have like just in order to clean the area before we put on the band-aid, is just like the cleansing wipes here. And so these are just I think these are just like the ethanol based ones. And then the only other thing in here is just like a little bit of paracetamol and ibuprofen in case we need some kind of anti-inflammatory or something to, like, if we've got a bit of a headache or something like that, we can take them. So yeah, we're carrying one of each of these to start with, and then there's each drop box has additional supplies. Okay, so then we also have the main medical kit. So everything kind of fits into here. So I'm just going to go over all of the items in that. So initially we have just some nitrile gloves and a pair of scissors. We have Imodium in case we need it, in case we have a bad reaction to the tank water. Just on my lap, might make it a bit easier. And so we have Vaseline, like a little tube of Vaseline. This is just in case we get chafing. I haven't used those merino underwear before. Again, I've got a brand new pack, so I'm just worried that it might sort of rub and irritate in certain areas, and so I have some Vaseline to help if I have any issues there. Also, snake bite bandage, or bandage in case one of us injures ourselves. There's that. Just a few Q-tips. They're always good to have in a first aid kit. They can apply antiseptics and creams as well. They're really good. a couple of just little burn gels in case we burn ourselves on the billy. And then we have medical tape in case we need to tape. And then just another little small bandage, a light support little bandage in case we need that. Moving on to the next compartment. So just because of the potential that there's going to be a lot of mosquitoes, Leo reacts a bit badly to mosquito bites. So we have like an antiseptic anti-itch spray if he needs that. And so blisters. So in combating blisters, so like I said, that other little medical kit is if we're like on the move or something. But if we're at camp at night and then we want to really treat our blisters, we have, I heard that there's no point taking like an antiseptic cream because you can't get it into the blister. So we have this Dettol antiseptic spray that once the blister's been punctured, you can spray that into the, I mean, it's going to hurt, but you can spray it into the blister to make sure that it's, you've really got it up in there. And then we've also got the betadine antiseptic ointment as well. So we have both. So we can sort of spray that in and then use that sort of topically and then put the Band-Aid on. So we also have that. So yeah, I'm really concerned about the potential for blisters. Like I haven't got any blisters with my shoes yet, but Leo certainly does. So I don't want blisters to be a reason why we don't enjoy the trek or have to quit the trek early. And also just a saline solution to wash out our eyes if need be, something like that, to get something in our eyes. And then just some like gauze and things like that, wound dressing, that sort of thing if we get really bad blisters or we get a really bad cut. We've just got a couple of like non-adherent large dressings and then just some gauze sponges if we need them. So yeah, that's the contents of the medical kit. So the next category is emergency preparedness, survival and navigation. And so basically for this we have two options, and I'm not sure which one I'm going to use yet, but we have this for like sort of an emergency situation. We have the Spot Gen 3. So this can call a helicopter, but it's also nice in that it has I can set 3 different preset messages, so I can't change them unless I have internet access and I can get onto my account. So but basically there's like a we are okay sort of button. So we're at camp, we're okay. So I can send that every night to let my family know that I'm safe and that I've reached camp. Then there's 2 other options. There's a custom one and then like a sort of a help one. So the help one is like, you don't need a helicopter rescue, but please contact emergency services to get a vehicle to our, the location that it sends a longitude and latitude of where you are. That could be like for your non-emergency, but you still need like help, like I guess an injury that doesn't require helicopter rescue, where you might be lost or out of water or I don't know. But there's that option, and then there's like a custom one that you can just set whatever you want as well to that. It also does tracking, but that uses a lot of battery. It will track you every 10 minutes and it uploads it to an online map so your family, friends at home can like watch where you are in real time. But the second option is my friend Justin. He lent us his Garmin. But I mean, we can download maps onto that, and we can get weather reports, and you can actually send SMSs and have people send SMSs to you, so we can sort of, that would be good if it was an emergency situation, I guess. So you let them know exactly what's wrong rather than just like, please send emergency services vehicle to our last known location sort of thing. So that would be handy. I don't know, it hasn't been activated, whereas this, I have a subscription, this is activated. I would have to pay for a subscription and activation. I don't know if it's necessary. I feel as if maybe this Spot Gen 3 will cover us for this trip. It's a pretty well-known trek, pretty well marked. You're going to see people all the time. I'm not sure if we sort of need that level on this trip. We also have like a mobile phone, and we have like the Far Out app installed and Larapinta Trail maps downloaded. So we have that as an alternative map. And we're also downloading, we've also downloaded the National Parks Larapinta Trail maps for each section, and we'll be taking like a paper copy of those. In addition, I'm carrying the Kindle, but Leo's, I guess one of his luxury items is just this Larapinta book that we borrowed off our friend Doug. So it's he can read ahead to see what the next section is going to be for the next day, and it also gives you tips, little side trips and things like that. I think it's still relevant, even though it was published a little while ago. So anyway, so we have that as well. So, and that's got maps and, like I said, a lot of information in that. So that's we've also got that. We have a compass, just like a little compass in the event that we need to check what direction we're walking in. If we lose the trail. We also have an emergency whistle in case we need to get somebody's attention on the trail. Emergency whistle. And I'm not sure which of these options I'm going to take yet in terms of like knives. So I have just my Swiss Army knife that my sister-in-law bought me. She lives in Switzerland, so it's great. I love it. It's only 80 grams, so it's quite lightweight. But I also have this. This is amazing. So when I left work, when I finished working at Siri to come back to Australia, my colleagues, they bought me this knife. This is like an opinel. It's really great. But it also has an emergency whistle on it. So in the event that I do take this, I won't need to take this one. It has flint, so I can start a fire if I needed to. And it also has like a gutting hook, but I don't think I'm going to need the gutting hook on this trip. But this is a lot heavier. From memory, like 153 grams or something like that. So I'm not sure which option I'm going to take, but I have the two options. It depends on my base pack weight, and so if weight is a real issue, I'll be taking the lighter option. Okay, so the next category is personal protection. So first on the list is sunscreen. So it's going to be quite hot and quite exposed on the Larapinta Trail. So we're just going to take 200ml tubes of sunscreen. The only parts of us that are going to be really exposed are our face and our hands, but we will have hats and sunglasses on, which I'll get to in a minute. But yeah, so basically we're going to carry one initially and then have one in the final drop box. So this is just SPF 50 plus. It's water and sweat resistant sunscreen. So we'll be taking 2 tubes of that. Related to that, we're going to be taking just some Blistex SPF 50 plus lip balm, just to ensure our lips don't get sunburnt, and also if it is windy, it's going to be dry. We just don't want cracked lips or anything like that, which could lead to further issues down the track. So we have some lip balm with sunscreen in it. We also have insect repellent, mosquitoes. So I don't know, to be honest. So I've heard differing accounts from people who have done the trek only days apart. Some said that the mosquitoes are so bad of a night that once they've cooked their night meal, they retreat to the tent. Like that, it's just impossible to be staying out in the dark. Then I've heard other people, that have only been a day or two behind them, saying that they haven't even used the tent. They've just slept out on the platforms or just on the ground, and they haven't had any issues. So I'm doubting they would sleep out if the mosquitoes were a huge problem, right? So I don't know, but problem is I'm allergic to a lot of insect repellents. I don't use them at all. So these are for Leo, but I don't know how it's going to go, because normally, if he uses them, he can shower or something like that. But because I'm going to be in proximity to him for such a long time without showering, and he's going to be applying this, I guess, on a daily basis, I'm not sure how I'm going to go. But we'll see. We've got 2 different types. So we've got Rid Tropical Strength. It's a roll-on insect repellent, and then the Bushman spray. So yeah, carry 1 to start with, and we'll have 1 in the last drop box. I don't know which one's going to be the best, or if we'll need them, but we have them just in case. Again, I've heard people say that flies are a real problem too on the Larapinta Trail, and that some people have actually stopped doing the hike because they didn't have a hat. It's a mosquito head net. So we bought one. It weighs nothing. It's 60 grams. If we don't use it, we don't use it. It can go over our hats during the day, or it can go over our beanies of a night. So yeah, 16 grams, like I said. It's got its own little stuff sack, and I think it's a worthwhile piece of kit to have. And if you don't use it, it doesn't matter so much because it's quite lightweight and doesn't take up a whole lot of space. Next item is sunglasses. So I don't like wearing sunglasses a whole lot when I'm walking, but because we'll be walking like from Red Bank Gorge to Alice Springs, I think the sun is going to be in our face for a lot in the mornings when we're going to be doing the majority of our walking before the heat of the day. So yeah, so I've just got my pair of my Ray-Bans that I'm going to be taking on that trip. Just some sunglasses and also just a nice big hat. This is just like a MacPack broad rimmed hat. So it's, you know, it's quite good. It offers a lot of sun protection from the sun for my neck and face. So yeah, so I have the, just the hat, and we can also then put the fly net over that if need be. And the last thing also in this category are just earplugs. I sleep with them generally every night because I'm a light sleeper, so I've just got one pair to carry to start with and then just one to leave in each drop box. So yeah, so I just have a pair of earplugs just in case it can be noisy at the camp, or I don't know, just to facilitate sleep, because I think I'm going to be wanting to have a restful night's sleep, you know, every night. So I've got the energy for the trail the next morning. So yeah, just earplugs, I think. Yeah, taking those as well. Okay, so the next category is hygiene. So the first thing are these wipes. So we have two different kinds. We've got the Cedar Summit Wilderness wipes. These are sort of extra large, extra thick. There's 12 in here. And then just these pH balanced intimate wipes, there's 20 in there. These are kind of heavy, but I think they're necessary since we won't be able to shower every day. So just, yeah, so we'll carry one initially and have one in each drop box. And yeah, just for the end of the day to sort of clean ourselves up a little bit. Try and maintain hygiene when we can't shower. So we have those. We also have Wilderness Wash. Now this is amazing stuff. It's multi-purpose, so we can use it for as a body wash, because there are showers at one point, and as a shampoo as well, so like a whole body wash. And we can also use it as to sort of wash clothes. You can also use it to wash clothes and also wash dishes. So yeah, so it's we're only taking one of these. You only need the tiniest bit. It's great. I love the Wilderness Wash, and you can also use it just to wash your hands if you just need to remove a lot of dust or dirt off your hands. But in saying that, we do have hand sanitizer. So we do have a couple of hand sanitizers. We'll start off carrying one and then put one in the second and third drop box. Basically, just so that we can clean our hands before eating and after using the bathroom. So just to, yeah, so we're going to be taking this, but also the Wilderness Wash if we need to wash our hands because they have a lot of dirt or dust or sunscreen or something like that on them. Probably a bit of a luxury, but I'm taking deodorant, so I'm going to leave one. I'm going to carry one and then leave one in the third drop box. Yeah, so just, I like to smell nice. I don't think that's going to happen on this trip, but you know, I can try. So I mean, they don't weigh anything. They're like 29 gram, 50 ml little travel sized ones. So I'm going to take them. So I've got two little deodorants. Again, toothbrush and toothpaste. So that we can clean our teeth on trail. Then, so yeah, so we'll also, so we'll be taking toilet paper. I don't have like a little example here, but we'll be taking like, you know, a roll of toilet paper. And then just like a super lightweight little shovel that we can use to like dig the hole, and it's got like a little carabiner so we can attach it to our pack if we choose to. I mean, this is going to be in a clip lock bag. I don't think that I would be attaching it to my pack, but it'll be just in a little clip lock bag somewhere easily accessible. So this is in case we need to use the bathroom to bury waste when we're not at a campsite or like at a trailhead where there's toilet facilities. So yeah, just a little lightweight shovel. You also have to carry out, we're taking toilet paper, but you also have to carry out all your toilet paper too. Also, I'm not sure what category, this probably could have fit into the, you know, the cooking category, but we're also just taking little sponges, I guess. Start off with one and then in the second and third drop box, just so that we can clean our billy with a bit of Wilderness Wash to keep everything clean and, you know, minimize the chance that we get some kind of food poisoning on the trail. So just, yeah, just little sponges. And we can use, yeah, Wilderness Wash just to give the billy a bit of a rinse out. So this is amazing. I love it. I bought it years and years ago. Basically, you put your clothes in, and then a little bit of the wilderness wash, a little bit of water, you seal it up, you remove the air, and then inside it's got all these like little raised sections, and you just scrub your clothes, and it's great. Again, it's probably, you know, it's not 100% necessary on this trip, but this bag, I thought I'd take this bag because it doubles as a stuff sack for my night clothes. And it also, in the event our dromedary bags fail or the Nalgene bottles crack and fail, we can use this as an alternative, like the Life Straw filtration bladder thing, to carry water. We just have to make sure we seal it up and sort of try and keep it upright. But for the long term, but yeah, I mean, it's completely waterproof. Obviously, it's used to wash the clothes. So yeah, so again, so that's why I'm taking this, because, you know, we'll get one opportunity to be able to wash clothes halfway through, I think, and then also it's going to be a stuff sack for my night clothes, and in the event that all our other water carrying vessels break, we have another option. Okay, and so we also have this like little travel clothesline. So it weighs nothing, and we can use it to hang our clothes up to dry if we've been swimming, or if you know, sweating a lot or something. Once we get to camp and it's not dark yet, we can try and dry off our clothes a bit. So yeah, it's just got this like nice little line. Comes in handy. Doesn't weigh anything. Okay, so the next category is electronics. So basically I'll just be taking the GoPro Hero 9, so I can't show that in the video because I'm recording on that at the moment, and then just have like a little tripod. So I'll be taking that to do all my video, all my time-lapse sort of stuff. I have a battery charger for it. It charges 2 batteries at a time, and I'll be taking 6 batteries. I have 4 of the white ones, and these are like have a 40% higher capacity or battery life, and then I've got 2 of the original ones that came with it in the kit, the blue ones. So yes, I have 6 batteries, the GoPro. I've just got these Samsung Evo Plus micro SD cards, and so basically these should be enough. I have 1 in the camera, a spare 1, and 1 in the drone. So I'm hoping that'll be enough storage space. And then I just have this power adapter because at Stanley Chasm and Ormiston Gorge I'll have power. So yeah, so it has 2 USB ports, so I can just, you know, quickly charge up power banks or phones or batteries if need be. Power banks. So okay, so I have options. I'm not sure which ones I'm gonna take yet. So I've tested these out. I've tested this one out anyway. So I have this V2MX little, it's a 10,000 milliamp battery pack. I tested it out charging just 1 battery on one GoPro battery, and this little power bank was charged up to 100%, and it charged it from 15% to 100% in an hour and 15 minutes, and used 15% of the total power. So I think that's pretty good. So I'll get quite a few charges out of this one. So this weighs 150 grams, so it's pretty light. Okay, and so the second power bank I have, it's roughly double the size. So it has more outputs. It's Charmast, and so it's it weighs about 350 grams, so it's a bit heavier, but yeah, it's pretty compact and lightweight, and yeah, I think it's pretty good for what it weighs. So I'll be taking that one along as well. And so there's the option of either taking the 2 power banks as well as like the power adapter so that I can use electricity when I come to it, and then using the power banks. And there are USB recharging stations, solar powered ones, at I think each of the campsites, but I don't know how reliable they are, or whether or not, you know, I'll be able to access them if there's a lot of people. I don't know. So I kind of am nervous. I'm nervous I'm not going to have enough power, but I would normally take solar panels. So I have this solar panel. I take it on all my cycle trips. It's great, but it's heavy. It's about 825 grams. Just open it up. But it's great. So usually when I'm like cycling, when I get to a campsite, I'll lay this out, and you can like attach there's got three USB attachments here, so you can attach power banks, your mobile phone, things like that to that, and then charge it. Now it charges my mobile phone really well. Not so much the power banks, and also charges, you know, like my head torch, Kindle. It charges that really great, but it's really slow charging my older Anchor power bank. I don't know about these ones because I haven't tested them. The problem is too, you know, if I'm hiking and if I want to charge this during the day when it's the sunniest, hanging this off the back of the pack, it is a bit heavy and it's too long. It's too long for me to carry like that anyway. But yeah, so this is from Rav Power. It's a 24 watt 3 port outdoor charger system. So yeah, so the problem is, and then also, if we're not going to have much time once we get to camp and it's the sun's still out to be able to charge things, and we're not going to be able to obviously charge while we're walking. So I'm probably, you know, not going to take this, and I'm just going to rely on the power banks and hope that the charging stations along the trail work and that I can recharge everything when I get to power. I'm not taking all the GoPro batteries all at once. I'm going to leave some in some of the drop boxes. So yeah, but I do have this, but I'm not sure if I'm going to take it. So yeah, so I just have that. So I just have the the drone, the controller, and there's like 3 batteries. So I need to be able to charge all these, and then I need my mobile phone charged to be able to control it. So yeah, I have to have those charged up as well. So yeah, that's electronics. Category is luxury items. So my first luxury item is my Kindle. So I like to read a chapter before bed to relax. Sometimes while I'm waiting for my dinner to rehydrate and warm up, I like to just sit and read a chapter. With my morning coffee, I like to read a chapter. It just increases my overall experience, just being able to relax and read a chapter here and there. So I think a Kindle is a better option than taking an actual book, because a lot of the trips I do are longer trips and I'm going to read more than one book, and so I can put thousands of books on this. The downside is I have to keep it charged, and on the Larapinta where it's quite remote and a lot of the power sources aren't available or aren't working, they can't be relied upon. It's probably a bit of a luxury for this trip, especially it weighs 300 grams. So I guess I don't know what my base pack weight is yet. So if it is kind of a bit heavy, I can always forfeit this. But I plan to take this at the moment. My second luxury item is my Helinox chair. So this is like an old school Helinox chair. I bought this in 2013, and I bought this a week into my cycle tour around Australia. It became evident to me pretty quickly that after cycling all day, and even I've taken this on all my hiking trips, just having back support at the end of the day, just to rest your back, to put your feet up, it's just essential. Yeah, I wouldn't be without my Helinox. This is quite a heavy model. This is like 1 kilo, and there's obviously much more lighter weight versions available now at Helinox. They're about maybe 500-600 grams, but yeah, so essential to me. And I put it on the side of my pack so it's easily accessible. So at lunch, it takes 5 seconds to set up, and I can just, you know, take it off my pack, set it up, and just rest my back at lunch, and also when, you know, once I've got to camp. Yeah, so I'd prefer this to just a piece of square foam or something like that. So this is, yeah, definitely, this is not negotiable for the Larapinta Trail for me. Definitely be taking my Helinox chair, and I might even invest in a more lightweight version. But this still does the job, and it's not often that I'm doing such long hikes where weight is that much of an issue. So to me, it wasn't really worthwhile for the sake of, you know, a couple of 100 grams to buy a new one, because they are quite expensive. So that's the Helinox chair. My next luxury item is, I didn't really know what category to put this into, I guess, but it's the travel wallet. It's just a travel wallet from Kathmandu. It's extremely lightweight. We need something, I guess. I'm not going to be taking my heavy leather wallet and all my cards. So I'm just going to take this. This has our passports and just some credit cards, Medicare cards in case we need them. And in here I'm going to be putting like our just a print off copy too of like our national parks pass and our we've booked campsites along the trail, so just evidence of that, I guess. So that will just be sort of, everything will just be put in here and it can be all kept together. So I guess that's a luxury item. Okay, and so my last luxury item are trekking poles. So I guess these could go into multiple different categories too, but they're just the Farzan trekking poles from Kathmandu. They're pretty strong, sturdy, they're comfortable to hold. But best of all, I think they're super affordable, and they're about 240 grams each. So I think they're pretty light. I only normally carry one. I like to always have one hand free, but that's because most of the time I'm doing hikes in the bush and things like that where, you know, tripping can occur a lot, and also I'm videoing a lot. So I like to, and just, you know, when I'm climbing over rocks and over logs in water, I like to have like just one hand free to brace. I have been like doing a lot of, you know, watching people's YouTube videos and reading into a lot of people's experiences on the Larapinta Trail, and they suggest using two. And so just because of the nature of the terrain, just to sort of, you know, sort of brace yourself and just keep, I guess, the cadence going. And just, yeah, so I think I'm gonna, definitely switch to the 2-pole system on this trip.